There's this old and very prescient quote of Senator Moynihan that the way to build a world-class city is to build 2 world-class universities and then wait 50 years. And in some sense, it's fascinating that Abu Dhabi seems to have gotten this. As we know, NYU has been a remarkably dynamic force over the last half century, if not for longer than that, right? Long, almost 180 years or so in the Washington Square Park area. And now it's branching off. It's traveling over oceans, across continents, and doing something in Abu Dhabi. How do I think about how that fits in the future of the university, the future of Abu Dhabi, the future of New York? How do these things mesh together? What's your vision for how NYU Abu Dhabi is going to work?
Well, the first context is the NYU context, and there was a recognition that there is a great talent pool of students who, for multiple reasons, weren't able to come to the United States to have a U.S. education. And the appeal of a U.S. education is astounding and impressive. It's one of our great cultural, social strengths. So now NYU has 3 loci, New York, Abu Dhabi, and Shanghai, where students can matriculate and get their NYU degree. But from those 3 places, they can then travel to the other degree-granting campuses or to any of these many other study abroad locations. For NYU, what it means is that there's now a group of students who come from around the world whom they wouldn't have had access to if they were only located in New York, who create a very interesting learning environment. Diverse as NYU is in New York City, and diverse as New York City itself is, there's still a majority American cast to the student body. But what happens in the classrooms in Abu Dhabi, where there are 120 or so countries represented, with a still small-ish student body, certainly far smaller than NYU in New York.
What's the size of the...
At the moment, it's about 850 students, and NYU Abu Dhabi will steadily grow to approximately 4,000 undergraduates. There's much greater, the diversity is much denser, to use an urban concept, in the classrooms. And so there's no escaping that you will hear from students who have different religions, who come from different socioeconomic backgrounds, who come from different countries, who have different views about what marriage means or family means, or attitudes toward death or politics, you name it. So the learning opportunity seemed extremely rich. And then why Abu Dhabi? Well, there is a fit, I would say, an ambition between what NYU wanted, which was not just a small study away program, but really a full-fledged liberal arts program. Abu Dhabi regarded liberal arts as a leadership model of education. Instead of the technical training or the very profession-specific oriented training, which was the prevailing model there, as in so much of the world, there is a recognition that liberal arts, with its focus on critical thinking, how do you solve a problem that you may not know anything about, but you need to figure out a way into, that was a way of education that this still very young country needed. So there was a fit between the aspiration of Abu Dhabi for a new kind of education in their society and the aspiration of NYU to become a genuinely global entity. And the education that we're offering now in Abu Dhabi is, I think, beginning to demonstrate some of the merits of that approach. Abu Dhabi has believed in education as a critical element of the social development of the country. It's really quite impressive. The country has invested heavily in its higher education sector.
And they're not afraid of it. I mean, one of the worries that many countries have is that education can also be destabilizing in lots of different ways. But they seem to have embraced the upside as well as any potential risks for them.
Well, that certainly has been our experience at NYU, where despite fears at the outset that there would be censorship or limitations on what the university could do, we certainly haven't experienced that at all.